Well, it's time to replace this old back door. Tried stripping it, but it's cedar and it's just too soft. So I'm going to replace it with some nice edge grain Douglas fir. Going to be a nice little project. Right, let's get some wood unloaded. Nice Douglas fir. It's heavy. Nice and straight. I'm going to put some pencil lines on these parts so that I can put them in my doweling machine and line up with a laser. Right, measure 1.5 inches that way, and 1.5 inches that way. Same on the other side. Line. Right, we'll put some dowel pins in and we'll just line up those marks with the laser. Clamp it down. Same for the styles. Should be a nice snug fit. Look at that. Nice. I've got these veneer strips that were left over from a job. They're 8 inches wide, 1/8 thick. I'm going to cut them in half and then I'm going to glue them back together into a panel, glue them to a sheet of plywood and make it look like a tongue and groove edge grain Douglas fir centre panel for my door. So we've got these strips. Now I'm going to edge them so that they're straight, so I'm able to glue them back together again. Okay, I've got all these strips now cut and straightened on the sliding table saw. So what I want to do now is pull them all together with this flexible tape, which will close any gaps. There's no need to glue them together, as I'm going to glue them to a 1/2-inch plywood panel, which is going to make up my the center of my door. So we'll start taping these together. So with these strips on either end, they'll hold this together temporarily. I can take the weights off. And once it's glued to a panel, it'll make a nice put a V-groove routed in there, and this will look just like a tongue and groove panel, which will be a nice centerpiece for the door. I'm going to make a one-time use vacuum table so I can glue my 1/8 veneer panel onto a plywood back. I'm going to cut some strips, some grooves in the bottom of this piece of melamine to allow the air to flow through, and then I'll wrap it in a plastic sheet, and basically attach a vacuum to it and let the weight of the atmosphere press my veneer onto the plywood. I have a roll of this strong plastic that I use for smaller vacuuming jobs. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut this. It's basically a sleeve. So I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to join two sleeves together to make one big bag, so I can wrap it around this particular piece that I'm doing. Okay, I've got the bags cut in half. Now I'm going to seal them. I'm going to use the same tape. Okay, we're going to spread the glue on the plywood, and then we can lay our sheet of taped veneer down on top of it and put it in the vacuum bag. weight on it just to make sure nothing springs up when you take these little clamps off. Into the vacuum bag. Seal it up. Turn on the vacuum. Okay, been in for a couple of hours. Out of the bag it comes. Well stuck. Okay, next comes the tape off. I'm going to use this small laminate trimmer with a carbide tipped 45-degree V-groove cutter in it, set just deep enough so that it doesn't go all the way through the veneer, so that you can't see the substrate that's underneath the veneer. And I'm also going to use that with a straight edge. Any straight edge will do. I just happen to have this straight edge from a Festool track saw. Okay, now we're going to route the groove in it, make these panels look like they're made of tongue and groove edge grain Douglas fir. Okay, we got the V-groove routed in it. Looks just like it was made tongue and groove. Turned out very nice. Now all we've got to do is glue the two pieces together, put them back in the vacuum bag, and voila, we'll have a nice center panel for the door. Going to use the table router to route the groove that'll accept the center panel. Okay, we'll give the center panel a sanding. It'll make it a bit easier before it's all put together. Okay, let's put it together. Nope, it's nice and straight. Okay, we have a door. Now to give it a good sand. I'm going to use my fest tool saw to trim it to its final length. Okay, what I'm going to do now is soften the edges of the door, take the sharpness off. I'm going to use this little laminate trimmer with a 1/16 radius round over bit in there. Okay, I'm going to start cutting out for the hinges. I'm not going to go to the trouble of making a router jig for one door, so I'm just going to cut this one out the old-fashioned way with a chisel. Okay, just got to drill the holes for the door handles now, and I've got this little jig that I've had for a long time, so makes it a bit easier, but it could be done by measurement. I've got the holes drilled for the handles. Now all that remains to do is stain it. The woodwork inside is finished. Now I'm just going to put some stain on it and it'll really bring it to life. I'm going to put a second coat on my door. The product that I'm using is called Sicko, and I found it to be a fabulous product for outdoor use. This particular colour is called Cedar. The door is now hung and it fits very nicely. What a difference a new back door makes.